How are you at the very moment? How do you deal with this pandemic? Do you still feel alright? Well, I'm glad if your answer is yes. Just continue maintaining the balance of your being. But if your answer is no, and you feel anxious and lost while dealing this coronavirus crisis, and await a future that rises in its wake, well listen, you are not alone. You might be wondering what is my speech all about and how this teenager in front of you might tell something that can be worth your time. Well, let me introduce myself first. My name is Ayala Mariel Bawar from LPU Cavite, and I'm about to deliver a speech about COVID-19. Well, if you listen to this, you might know how it started, what is my stand on this topic, and what are the things that I think might help you on how to handle this. Let's begin this by going back to where it started, when this information from World Health Organization informed us about the coronavirus crisis that brought the whole globe under the state of pandemic. It was totally unknown until the outbreak in Wuhan, China in December 2019. In January 30, 2020, when the Department of Health reported the first confirmed case with a 38-year-old Filipino-Chinese national, until the most frightening moment in March 7, when the first local transmission was confirmed. Yes, this deadly virus hit us by surprise and consumed us within months, unfortunately until now. Nobody predicted that it would infect and in worst case, kill so many people, for it has no cure yet. It forces countries to do a lockdown and live the life of being quarantined. It closed public schools and places and put our life on hold. It hit us so bad, and now it's everywhere. We are aware that the most urgent and important thing we can do is to stay at home. Wash our hands, sanitize our surroundings, wear masks when going outside, and save ourselves during these hard times. As what I have mentioned a while ago, there is no approved medical treatment and there is no vaccine for this virus yet. And social distancing is the only or one tool that we have. But there is always a thought in our mind that we cannot maintain this indefinitely. Why did I say that? Well, I think people cannot just stay at home. People cannot just depend from the help provided by the government. We are aware about the flaws of the government, whether it's for financial, medical assistance, economic growth, and other more issues. But I'm not going to discuss it here. My only point is that people need a job. Yes, because money has to be earned. Bills and payments have to be paid. And of course, food has to be put on the table. Expenses, payments, and food shortage are also dangerous and deadly. I know it's not new to us to hear or see news about these hard-headed citizens. And in our country, we always hear that Filipinos are undisciplined. That Filipinos doesn't follow the rules. And that the Philippine state is very inefficient to regulate to its people. Well, yes, it's upsetting to accept that fact, but we cannot fully blame these individuals for doing those actions. I believe that they need to know what is really happening in the world, what the situation it is, and at least contribute by following simple regulations. Kudos for the people who stay at home, to those people who did sensible things just like practice doing art again, people who exercise, the people who bond with their families, to these people that read books, to listen, who meditated, who enjoy social media trends, and the people who met their shadows and create new ways of living. I know you're all bound to making new choices, new images, and you will begin to think differently. Well, for sure, eventually businesses will rise again, but it will never be an immediate switchover. There will be pain and it will be sustained. Questions will throw towards our minds. What will happen to schools when it's finally open again? How about those students who did not participate fully because they cannot participate digitally? What will happen to the lost momentum in time? How can it be recaptured? How can it be recaptured? What will happen to handshakes and hugs? There are so many worrisome questions of what a post-world virus would look like. And I think practicing self-care, loving ourselves more, and loving others more deeply can somewhat make things lighter. Well, it's great to know that we are still humans. We have this ability to adapt to what is happening in our surrounding. There will be initial difficulties, but gradually we'll get used to it. Having this natural instinct, human will know and will hope for better solution as soon as possible. I know every one of us, yes, including me, will be waiting for the time that this world will let us out again. But that time, yes, I hope that time we are way better. Thank you so much for listening.